welcome to episode 28 of the Breaking Yarn podcast. My name is Mikaylee. I'm from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and this is my podcast where I talk about my knitting, my crocheting, and my yarn dyeing. You can find me online at breakingyarn.com or anywhere on social media at Breaking Yarn. Today I have two finished objects and I have one whip. I have one finished object from the community to share, and I have one future project that I am going to probably cast on this weekend sometime. And I actually don't have acquisitions, but I do have my stitch marker advent to open. So let's actually just start with that. This is day 12. So that means it's February 12th that I'm recording this. This is from CharKnit. She makes beautiful stitch markers she sells them on Etsy. And she did this whole 14-day countdown to Valentine's Day, and they're all like love themed pinks and purples and like so cute stitch markers, all different styles too. I've noticed there's the ring style, there's lever backs, there's lobster claws, there's literally like, I don't know if that's every style, but that's pretty much every style that you can get in a stitch marker. So day 12, I'm gonna open that right now once I take a photo for my Instagram stories. And then I'll open it. Oh, cute. See what I'm talking about? It's a little purple, like 2 purple glass beads with a lobster claw. It's hard to see, I think. I'll insert photos here. Whoa. Like a little rolly one here. So that's so cute. And Charlotte is offering, I keep throwing it around, it's like really slippery, this one. So cute. Charlotte is offering a 25% off coupon to her shop on Etsy for the AdventualyMal. So if you use code AdventualyMal25, you'll get 25% off her shop through the end of March, which is still so generous of her. It's not a commission thing. It's just a discount code that you can use for her shop. Okay, so I have 2 finished objects, as I mentioned. One you never even saw me start. And, okay, I'll explain about this too a little bit. Look, I made the sea glass hat. This is a pattern that comes, see, I have a mistake, but this is a pattern that comes with the sea glass tee and maybe the other sea glass sweaters patterns that you buy. So when you buy so I bought the sea glass tee, and I'll talk about that, but it came with this pattern, and I decided to knit the newborn size. I have a friend who is due in March, and so I figured, why not? I can give her a hat as well for her little boy. But I also did it so that I could practice the 1x1 color work, because I have not really done color work in my knitting. I've done things here and there with like beanies, like where it's like a graphic, or I made like that heartbeat hat for my daughter for CHD week, maybe last year. I think that was for last year actually. So like that had a little bit of color work in it, but I am not good at color work, so who knows if it's even right. But I decided to make this little hat as a way to practice the pattern, and I think it turned out super cute, and I actually love the color choices that it ended up working out as. I imagined that it would be more stripy, but it ended up pretty blocked colors, which is cool. So what I did is I held one skein of yarn as my main color all the way up. And then my contrasting color was Jane Margolis, Lily of the Valley, and then Skylar White. So it goes from black to white to blue, and then there's a little bit of Jane Margolis at the top as well. But it actually turned out really cute, and this gray is actually from my Zebra Yarns advent that I did for Christmas, the socks. So I have a ton of the gray left over, so I thought that would be really cute. And for anyone who knows me, knows I don't really gauge swatch for sweaters and tops. I just kind of go for it, and so far it's always worked out okay. And I hope that's still the case because I still haven't swatched. But I thought that this would be a fun way to swatch and practice my 1x1 color work while also getting a functional finished object out of it. Isn't that perfect? So it's better than just doing a swatch because it's actually functional and a kid could wear this. So that's that. That's the newborn size of the sea glass hat. And there, I forgot to mention that the pattern is by Woolen Pine Designs. It's a mixture of Abby knits and Dink fiber. So, finished object number 1. My second finished object is by Eye of the Partridge cowl, heel cowl. I'm not really sure. I guess I would call it a heel cowl to be consistent with my slip stitch heel cowl. But here it is in all its textured glory. I have not written the pattern up yet. I have it up here and I know exactly what I'm supposed to do. I just haven't done it yet. You know, sometimes work and life just gets in the way, gets a little busy and gets hard to do sometimes. But I finished it. This is 100 grams of my Swish DK base, and the colorway is Holly White. And I have not released that colorway yet, but I think I probably will here in the next month or so, or maybe less, I'm not sure. Just kind of also depends on work and what else I've got going on in my life. But I love how it turned out. It's super squishy. The texture goes all the way around. And on the inside, it makes this super squishy. If you've ever knit the Eye of the Partridge heel flap on a sock, you will know, but it's super squish on the inside too. I think it would actually be cute to wear it like that too on the outside. But yeah, it'll be a free pattern on my website and on Ravelry when I get it written up and tested. Oh, if you want to be a tester for me, I always give my newsletter subscribers first dibs at testing. So I usually put the call out there first. If I get enough of a response just from that alone, I won't even open it to Instagram or any other social media. Yeah, so if you want to be a tester, your best chance at getting to be picked for a testing slot is to join my newsletter. It's my email list on my website, breakingyarn.com. I think if you go all the way down to the bottom, I don't have any pop-ups or anything. I kind of find them annoying on other websites. I'm sure they're effective, which is why everyone does it. But I just find them super annoying. So anyways, I don't have a pop-up, but if you go all the way down on breakingyarn.com, at the homepage, there's a thing that says put your email here for a sign up. And then you will get the email first if you want to be a tester for this. It's a really fun texture. I just love it. It's super squish. It's super warm. It will not let any air or wind or anything come through that to your neck. It'll keep you so warm. So yeah, finished object number 2. And keep an eye out for the testing call on that. So technically I have 2 whips right now, but one of them is my Honey I Shrunk the Stash shawl, and I really haven't worked on it a ton this week. or last week, maybe I've made half an inch progress on it or so. So I'm not gonna show it this week. And it's also in the middle of a row again. Why do I keep doing that? And I had to borrow my needles from that project, and I'll show you why. This is my whip. It's in a bag by Fate's Threads. And it's, again, hard to show probably, but I am knitting the Sea Glass tee with my Fuzzy Whatnots Advent yarn. I talked about this last episode where I was like, I don't know what to knit with it, like, and I really wanted to do something in the round. Sorry, it's a little bunchy because, let me just like straighten out one little part there so you can see the colors and stuff of it. So I'm using the big skein as the main color, and I'm carrying that down. And then here, what I'm gonna do, I did is the two minis together, and then now I'm doing C1 and another mini down here. So I'm thinking I'm gonna keep that patterning going. I forgot to look up what size I'm knitting. I know it's the third one in from the parenthesis on the third one in from the right, I guess, or from the left. From the left? I can't remember what size it is. I have a 40 inch bust. So if there's any kind of ease, I usually choose 3 to 6 inches of ease, especially because I don't gauge swatch, so that I can make sure it actually fits me. But yeah, it's turning out super cute. I really like it, how it's turning out. It looks very spring right now, which is cool. It's giving me some spring vibes. It has a twisted rib for the neckline. It's knit top down. And this is a pattern by Wool and Pine Designs. And they have a ton of videos. It's like in the pattern, embedded in the pattern, there's like a passcode that you can get in to their Vimeos, and they have a whole series for like how to do different things about like the increases while staying on the 1x1 color work, stuff I would have not thought to do. I do have some areas where my tension is a little more wonky, so I'm trying to be really careful and cognizant of that. Like I said, I've never done a color work project, much more than just like a small little design in a hat or something. So this is a first for me, and I'm also an English thrower, so trying to get used to holding two yarns and what does that look like. I even tried continental, like while I was doing the hat, I was trying to figure out how do I hold these yarns to make it comfortable and also like faster, because I don't want to go at a like slower than a snail's pace for that, to get it done. Because I know if I don't feel comfortable knitting it or the way I'm holding it, it will go really slow, which is fine. But I just wanted to figure out a way that I felt comfortable, but also like a little faster too. So I'm doing a combination where I'm holding the yarn, the main color around my thumb, and the contrasting color around my finger here, my index finger. And so when I'm doing it, I'm either doing my thumb or I'm doing my index, my thumb or my index. And it's actually going pretty good. I'm not typically a picker, is that what you call it? Where you just like, or flicker? Picker or flicker? I'm not a picker or flicker. Normally I'm like a thrower. Like I literally drop my work every time to throw it around my needle. So even that's a little bit of an adjustment for me, but it seems to be going pretty well. I can make it pretty far actually without having to readjust my fingers or readjust my yarn, which is really nice. So yeah, that's that. Okay. I do have a future cast on. So Lesley from Knit Graffiti Designs, she wrote this book, brioche knitting for beginners and beyond. And she is doing a brioche along. The hashtag is brioche along 2022 on Instagram. She also has Ravelry threads open in her group where you can knit patterns from the book. And she's doing prizes throughout the knit along and also grand prizes. She has a lot of really cool grand prizes. I think like 6 grand prizes. And then she's doing little prizes throughout. And I just love it. It's broken up by chapter. So chapter 1 is for like beginner projects. She teaches you even how to brioche in this book, which is amazing. And then chapter 2, you get a little bit more introduced to like 2-color brioche and different textures and patterns for brioche. And then in chapter 3, there's a lot of like increases and decreases in the patterns. And that's also with 2-color brioche. So the last chapter in the book has a lot more difficult patterns, I would say. More like increases and decreases and shaping, obviously, for sweaters and stuff. But I decided, I'm obsessed with this, so I decided that this is the one I'm gonna do. It's called Mist. It's a 2-color brioche top, but it's like really simple. It just has the brioche at the bottom, and then the top is just garter, and it's like a drop shoulder. So, meaning it doesn't really have like sleeves that you knit. You would just knit the edging, kind of like my Beak Street tee. Yeah, so I'm gonna knit the Mist, which I'm like, am I crazy for starting another top? Probably, but I don't really care because I really like it. And I don't know why, but I've been feeling a lot more garments and things this year as opposed to like accessories or socks. I'm still probably going to knit socks. I just haven't knit any socks since the zebra yarns advent. But I'm gonna do my Mist in Breaking Delphinium and Lily of the Valley. I think those would look really pretty together in this brioche top. And it says I need 2 skeins of each color. But I have a feeling that I won't need the full second skeins of both colors for my size. So I'm gonna use sock yarn for it so that if I have leftovers, I can knit socks or use contrasting or something like that out of it. So that's my plan. I will probably try to get that cast on this weekend or something. But we'll see. But I'm really excited for it too. And I did donate some prizes for that knit along. So if you participate, you have a potential to win some Breaking Yarn prizes, which is really fun. And all the other prizes that she announced on her Instagram yesterday are just like amazing. So if you want to join in, get her book. I'll have an Amazon link down below to it. It's really affordable. I think it's like $20 and it comes with tons of patterns. I think, did she say it was like 16 patterns or something? Yeah, 16 patterns plus like how to knit brioche is in here. She even has like actual like a tutorial pages and everything. It's so well done. This book is amazing. And there's tons of fun patterns in here. Some of them are really easy with just like a small hint of brioche, and some of them are obviously more complicated like I showed. But so fun, so worth it, and wish me luck on doing 2 tops at one time. Okay, so I have a finished object from the community to share with you. This is knit by Dana. So thank you, Dana, for allowing me to share your wonderful finished object with everyone. This is a pattern from Mary Garing Designs, Gloves with Fingers or Fingerless. And she used DK weight in gray matter and breaking black. And I just love these. They're so cute. I love how the breaking black on the fingers looks different than the breaking black on the hands. It just looks really fun. And then the gray matter is around the cuff. It is a paid for pattern on Ravelry, but it's by Mary Garing Designs. Gloves with Fingers or Fingerless. And that's so cute. Yeah, thank you, Dana, for allowing me to share your finished object with the community. I appreciate that. If you want to share your finished objects that you've knit or crocheted or Tunisian or whatever it is with your breaking yarn, you can put it down in the description box. There is a link to my Ravelry group where you can put your finished objects in the thread, and then I will feature them here on the podcast and on my social media channels. So by putting your pictures there, you're saying it's okay for me to do that. You could also email them to me if you don't like to use Ravelry or it's acting funny or anything. You can also email them to me, just breakingyarn@gmail.com, and I will also share them from there too. Last thing, Ellie did get back to me and I sent her the gift card from the subscribers gift card from last episode. So I just wanted to update on that. She did contact me. I did send her the gift card. So that giveaway is closed now. Oh, one other thing. I am going to the Rose City Yarn Crawl in Portland, Oregon at the end of this month. It's the 24th through the 27th in Portland, Oregon. I'm going. I can't believe I'm going, guys. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm incredibly nervous to be away from my daughter for that long. The longest I've been away from her was when I went to Tell School Festival, and that was in October, and I was gone for one night, and it was literally like 30 hours. So like, I was there for the morning, and then I wasn't there for the next morning, but I was there for the afternoon. So I'm a little nervous for it to be 4 days, but my daughter has an amazing daddy, my husband, a husband of 14 years. So he's an amazing dad, and I know he's gonna take great care of her, and they're gonna have a lot of fun, and they're gonna be fine, and they probably won't even miss me, and I'm gonna be worried for nothing. But anyways, all that to say, I digress. Okay. While I'm at the Rose City Yarn Crawl, I'm going with my friend Courtney. She's Shay Crochet on Instagram. And we were thinking it would be fun to have like a knit group meetup thing sometime that weekend. And we were thinking, just initial thoughts here, that it would be fun to do that on Saturday around one of the yarn shops, or like at a coffee shop or outside somewhere if it's not raining, or something like that. So if you're going to the Rose City Yarn Crawl, or you're in the area and you can come for a meetup sometime on Saturday, let me know like what sounds good to you. Do you want to be outside, just because of the state of the world still? Do you want, are you okay with being indoors? Kind of what time would be good for you? Where would be good for you? We were thinking probably more in the downtown Portland area, but we're open to suggestions and open to do whatever works for everyone else who can potentially come. And oh, that also reminds me too that I will not, so when this, I will not have a podcast that weekend. I won't have time to record a podcast, a traditional podcast. So there will not be a podcast for 1 month, this episode, and then episode 29 will be after I get back But I will film a vlog while I'm there of my weekend in Portland at the Rose City Yarn Crawl. So let me know if you're going, if you have any thoughts on a meetup, indoor, outdoor, where at, all that stuff. I do want to, you know, if it is going to be in a coffee shop or a deli or something like that, I want to make sure I check with the owners to make sure that they're okay with that. I don't want to just like bombard them with a large group of people if they're not comfortable with that or whatever, you know, just work out the details. I want to try to be as courteous as possible. So let me know. You can put it down in the comments. I am good about reading those and responding to those, or you can DM me on Instagram. We can chat. Let me know if you're going. You can let Courtney know if you prefer that. It's up to you. So that's it. That's my whole thing. Oh, no. I didn't even mention it for my C-Class tee. That is my Adventurely Mal 2022 project, now that I'm working on that. And that is a make-along that I'm hosting with my friend Leah of Leah Loves to Knit. And that make-along will go until the end of March. So hopefully I will be able to get my top done before the end of March. That's my goal. I have a month and a half. I think that's pretty doable. I might have to spend a little bit more time on that than other projects, but I think it's doable. And yeah, if you want to join in on that, use the hashtag AdventurelyMal2022 on Instagram. It's purely on Instagram. And you can post your whips and your finished objects there. We will be choosing prizes from the finished objects if we have additional prizes, which I've heard from a couple of birdies that we might have some more prizes coming. If that's the case, then we may pick some whip photos as well. So that's that. But thank you so much for joining me today on episode 28 of the Breaking Yarn podcast. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time. Bye!